Morara Kebaso is one of the youths in this country who have been championing for proper governance in Kenya. He came up just after the end of the Gen Z protests that occurred in June. Morara Kebaso continued. Actually, he started from, first of all, imitating William Ruto, giving an alternative speech he could have given during the Gen Z protest, and later on started moving around the country, visiting projects that are stalled and exposing the amount of money that had been stolen from there, and went ahead even to give out the number of contractors, particularly to those projects that were launched by President William Ruto. Since then, he has been consistent, and actually most Kenyans have been supporting him because of the good work that he has been doing of opposition and exposing the government. Others call him an activist, others call him maybe a Gen Z president, but based on what I see as an individual, is the leading opposition leader we have currently in the country. Now, Morara Kebaso has been moving to all parts of the country, including William Ruto's home, and he has been showing up projects that have been stalled and actually even exposed some of the things that have happened as far as the leadership of Kenya is concerned. For instance, in Eldoret, he showed a certain airstrip where we had a person who is a leader in this country went and planted maize and of course beans, so the airstrip is no longer under construction. Those are some of the projects that Morara has been exposing. But recently now, something happened. Of course, there have been threats of Morara Kebaso being arrested, but also there was something that Morara was almost being killed, an assassination where his car was hit, and actually the person who hit the car disappeared. So in real sense, that was an attempt of killing Morara Kebaso. But I don't want to talk about that here today. Today I want to talk about the arrest of Morara Kebaso. And the reason I want to talk about it is because Kenyans have been coming out the reasons as to why he was arrested. And according to my analysis, I have a few reasons I'm going to share with you here on why I think that Morara Kebaso was arrested. Now, but before I do so, kindly, if this is the first time you're watching our videos, please make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. The first reason I feel that Morara Kebaso was arrested is the fact that he has been exposing the bitter truth to this country. He has been exposing what the government has been doing from since William Ruto started being a deputy president until now he's the president in Kenya right now. He has been exposing some of these things, including stalled projects, some of the money that has been stolen, and actually that has proven him to be one of the best position leaders in this country because he's exposing what all other position leaders have never exposed to before. Actually, Morara Kebaso filled the space that Raila Amolo Odinga left after joining government and going for the AU seat. So therefore, Kenyans, they were left without someone who is fighting for them. And Morara Kebaso coming up, despite not being able to reach where Raila Amolo Odinga reached, Morara Kebaso has been doing a good and fantastic job. He has always been supported by Kenyans to move across the country. So that one has enabled him actually to access even more information and being able to facilitate his movements, which are giving the government sleepless nights. So this exposure have been making the government to target him. So the arrest of Morara Kebaso was as a result of the exposure that he has been making ever since he started his diaries, vampire diaries. Now, another thing I feel that Morara Kebaso was arrested, it is that the government is trying to divert minds. The same day Morara was arrested, it's the same day we were expecting we are going to table, the following day there was going to be a tabling of the impeachment motion against Rigathi Gachagua. It's the same day we are expecting that we are going to have the launching of SHIF, which is a health funding model in Kenya right now as we speak that replaced NHIF. So, and also, it was also a diversion of mind from Ferdinand Waititu, who was also arrested in connection to the Gigi's issues. So therefore, the government of Kenya is always used to diverting minds of Kenyans, whereby if something bad has happened from the government, they do another thing so that the Kenyans can talk about this one and ignore the other. So in real sense, on that particular day, the arrest of Morara Kebaso, because he had no reasons as to why he was arrested. There was no offense that he committed. There was no offense that he was charged with in court. So therefore, Morara Kebaso was arrested just also. It could also be that he was arrested just to divert the minds of Kenyans and give them a different conversation from what is happening or from their current issues in Kenya. The reason I also feel that it was also a diversion of mind, it's because of the Adani deal. Adani deal, remember, it is something that is giving Kenyans serious sleeplessness because Kenyans are thinking about it, checking on the intensity of that deal, what it's going to do to Kenyans, and people are feeling like it's so something that should happen right now. But William Ruto, with his government, the way he is, keeps on forcing things to Kenyans, so he had to divert minds so that at least can allow the Adani deal to progress. And as we speak today here, it's not talked of so much as Morara was being talked of actually from Monday. Now, another thing I want to talk about here, it is that the government was testing waters. Morara Kebaso is now associating himself with the Gen Z and youths of this country. Arresting him without doing him anything, it was one of the ways to see what the youths of this country can do. the way they do their things, and how they'll be able to ensure that Morara Kebas is out. So they learned so many things about the youths. One of them being the power of the Gen Zs is on social media. So they were able to mobilize themselves and actually campaign against arrest of Morara Kebas. We saw on X all over people talking about free Morara Kebas, which was on TikTok, X, Facebook, and all other platforms, including WhatsApp, including my TikTok, where I said Morara Kebas must be freed. So therefore, it is very clear that the government was also testing waters and see eventually what youths can do if Morara is arrested or even killed. Another thing I want to say about here, it is that this country, arrests and abductions have been a way of threatening some of the people in this country. So Morara generally was being intimidated, threatened, being sure that he can also be arrested, can also be killed, he can also be tortured, just like what has been happening to most of the leaders in this country. But thanks to God, most of the youths were vigilant and ensured that he has not taken time in prison, in the police custody, so therefore he was released in time. Those are my videos that those are my reasons I feel strongly that Morara Kebas was arrested. If there's any opinion that you have, kindly, and I have not shared it here, please let me see it on the comment section. My name is Abel Mokua. Kindly make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that's the best support you can always give Mokua Times.